Hey, what's going on YouTube? We're back with another History Of video, and this one has been heavily requested, so instead of waiting, I've pushed it up quite a bit in the order, so to speak. So we've got the history of the Eridians, and they are best known for being wildly mysterious, for playing a huge part in the Borderlands franchise, even though they are never directly interacted with, and for being an ancient alien race. So first off, it needs to be mentioned that the Eridians are never actually interacted with at any point in the series. The Vault Hunters are able to collect and use Iridium. They can see the vaults that the Eridians left behind. They can see the ruins of the Eridians that sometimes contain shrines, and their weapons can be used during Borderlands 1. The Guardians were created by the Eridians, but they are not Eridians. Now, I cannot stress this enough. Guardians are not Eridians. They were created by the Eridians to stay behind on Pandora, Elpis, and likely other planets with Eridian vaults to protect the ancient artifacts and important areas that were left behind by the ancient race. Listen to what Athena has to say about the Guardians.
Lilith said something about the Guardians being robots, too? Is that true?
Yes. From what we know about them, the Eridian Guardians are biomechanical constructs, perhaps made in the image of the Eridians themselves, but not flesh and blood.
That's weird.
So as you can see, they are biomechanical beings that were possibly made in the image of an actual Eridian. We can see Guardians in Borderlands, Borderlands the pre-sequel, Tales from the Borderlands, but they are absent from Borderlands 2, and this is very likely due to the fact that Jack and Hyperion made it to the Vault first, meaning that they were likely wiped out prior to the Vault Hunter making it through Heroes Pass. There's an area in Heroes Pass called Guardian Slag Heap, which sounds a lot like a mass grave for the Guardians that Hyperion fought on the way to the Vault. Now, it's currently unknown if there are any living Eridians left, but what we do know is that they were wiped out, and that was courtesy of the Destroyer. This is a monster from another dimension that is said to be godlike. The Eridians were able to imprison the Destroyer at the cost of their entire race, and this had all happened thousands of years prior to humans starting to civilize Pandora. So we obviously know about the Vault of the Destroyer, which was created to keep a godlike interdimensional monster in jail, basically. We know about the Vault of the Warrior, which housed an Eridian superweapon, which is the Warrior itself. The Warrior is able to be controlled through the use of a vault key, which we can see Handsome Jack use at the end of Borderlands 2. We also know of the Vault of the Sentinel, which contained the knowledge of the Eridian superweapon, the Warrior, which was waiting for someone or something to utilize it on Pandora. And lastly, we know of the Vault of the Traveler, which was a vault that was traveling through the universe, which housed some loot and potentially more. But we do not know because Reese and Fiona were teleported somewhere. Patricia Tanis is a leader in research and knowledge on the Eridians, and she states that the Eridians had a class-based society that was capable of leadership and warfare. She also states that there's a link between the Sirens and the Eridians and the Vaults. We know that the Eridians were extremely technologically advanced, which allowed Atlas to become a powerhouse interplanetary megacorporation through their reverse engineering of the old Eridian technology. Now, several different Eridian weapons can be seen in Borderlands 1, and they all do not use ammo, but instead use energy as a projectile. There's also several different locations that have ruins from the Eridian civilizations, like the Leviathan's Lair, Tanis's dig site in Rust Commons West, and the Vault of the Warrior, just to name a few. We can see statues of what can only be assumed to be Eridians. We can see a very distinct Eridian marking on most of the crumbled architecture, and in some cases you can even see what appears to be energy pulsing through the ruins of some areas. Now, as always, I don't like to include a lot of speculation in the history of videos because it doesn't fit well in this sort of video. This video is mainly about laying out facts and what we know. and there's not a lot about the Eridians. So if you guys want to explore a little bit about the Eridians in a more speculation style video, I'm going to put a couple links in the comments section down below for you guys to check out. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and leave a like. If you got something to add, go ahead and drop a comment. And of course, if you're into Borderlands, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? I'll see you in the next video. Later.